Is it on?
Okay, today I'm going to talk to you guys about recycling aluminum soda cans. Did you know that aluminum soda cans can be recycled over and over and over again? They are unique in that an aluminum can be recycled, reused, and put back on the shelf as a new can in a matter of 60 days. I've done some research on it, some of the benefits and how you can recycle and the risks of not recycling, and I've done some research on that, and that's what we're going to talk about, the problems, the solutions, and the benefits. The problem with not recycling aluminum cans is a lot of people, they just throw them on the side of the road as they're driving down the highway, and they just throw them on the side of the road. There's big risks for not only humans but also for the environment. Rainwater naturally contains a small amount of aluminum in it, but when people pollute the environment with aluminum cans, it soaks into the ground and into the waterways, and it can cause serious health risks for people and for wildlife. Some of the risks that it has for people is that it can cause vitamin deficiencies, it can cause nerve damage, it can cause cancer, and it can cause some serious problems for people who already have kidney disease. Some of the risks that it has to the environment is aluminum toxicity in the ground. It affects the roots of plants and it stops them from taking in nutrition, and it also, like, if the aluminum soaks into the dirt and into the water, it can be hazardous to the fish, and it can interfere with nutrient intake, and it can interfere with their gills. And they lose a lot of electrolytes, which kills wildlife. Those are just some of the problems. Some of the ways that some of the solutions, some of the ways that we can recycle is, the first thing that you want to do is look around in your community and see if there's any facilities that recycle, and especially if they recycle aluminum cans. The first thing that you want to do is to set up a storage system for yourself so that you can store it up before you bring it in to recycle, so that you can bring in large amounts at once. Another tip that's really good for storing your aluminum cans is to get a can crusher, and those you can usually get at almost any hardware store for about $10. Those are just some of the ways you can make your own. You can either buy storage containers, or you can make your own simple ones out of trash cans. Just set one aside from your regular trash can and you can keep your aluminums in there. Those are just some of the reasons why we need to recycle, and those are just some of the tips on how to recycle. Some of the benefits that we get from recycling is not only to the person that's recycling, but also to the community and the environment. In 2003, they did a study to see about how much was recycled, and they recycled 54 billion aluminum cans, and that was enough. They did 54 billion cans, and it was the energy equivalent of 15 million barrels of crude oil, which is America's entire oil consumption for a single day. So that just gives you an idea, when everybody does their part, when everybody contributes, that you can have mass effect. Aluminum industries every year pay around $800 million for the aluminum, and they donate to Habitat for Humanity and organizations such as the Boys and Girls Club. So it just kind of shows you that, it helps your community. Recycling prevents you from littering on the side of the road, which prevents the aluminum toxicity in the ground, which prevents danger to wildlife and to people. And so these are just some of the ways that you can see that the benefits of recycling versus just throwing it on the side of the road. So just a quick recap about what we talked about. We talked about how not recycling, how polluting the ground with aluminum cans is bad for the ground, it's bad for the fish, it's bad for people. Some of the ways that we can recycle aluminum is to create storage containers, to find out if there are facilities in your area, and just fun ways to store them. Some of the benefits are for Habitat for Humanity, Boys and Girls Club, and just the community as a whole. So I would just encourage each of you to just do your part, and here's just a couple of simple handouts for just some more information on recycling. Let me press the button.